colors, summer love.
Hello friends, welcome back. How are we doing? Happy Tuesday. I'm doing pretty good. It has been a good week so far. They're seeming to have a good week as well. The cats have been absolutely wild this morning. I am just putting on some makeup to get a start to my day. As y'all already saw, I have gotten a few things done, which always feels good. I've really been enjoying my walks in the morning on my little walking pad. I am not someone who's trying to get like 10,000 steps a day. Respect to anyone who does. That's just not my journey at the moment. But doing just like a little moderately paced 30-minute walk in the morning just makes me feel like I have accomplished something. So yeah, I got my walk done, had my breakfast, made my bed, and now I'm just ready to get started on my day. And today is going to be a good one because I am going to be doing rest and relaxation, but also sort of like resetting both my person and also my home. I got home from Houston on Sunday. I think I talked about in the last vlog. I was visiting my mom. You know, I came home to a clean house, which was really nice. Thank you, Hayden, for that. But there's definitely some stuff around the house that I feel like I still need to get done. I haven't unpacked my bag from my trip. I need to do that. My closet's a little bit of a mess. I have like clean clothes that are just sitting on shelves that need to be hung up. I don't know. I just feel like sometimes you walk around your house and you notice little things that need to get done and you just don't do them in that moment because you're too busy. I want to go around my house and like figure that stuff out, clean it quickly, clean it easily, get that shit done. I don't want to endeavor to take on any like super intense tasks today. It's more of just a calm reset day. Getting some stuff done that will improve my quality of life and my mood won't be too strenuous on my body because I am in the swing of my new workout routine, which we can talk about, but let me first tell you what I also want to do on my person. I really need to do my nails and my toes. That is what I really would like to get done today. I want to do that while listening to an audiobook. That just sounds so dreamy and so nice, and I have been desperate to do it. Like my house, my body has these issues, not even issues, but break a nail, it'll be jagged, and I won't do anything about it, but it will bother me. It'll bother me consistently when I could just go and like file it. But if I don't make a plan of action to actually do it, it just doesn't get done. So cleaning the house in a relaxing, restful way, and then also doing my nails in a relaxing and restful way, just being like intentional with it. And then later today, I do have some other stuff that I am trying to get done, such as working out mostly. Let's talk about that. I feel like that's just so on my mind lately because I am really gearing up and kind of starting off fitness, a weight loss journey. I won't talk too much about like weight loss in specific just because I know that can be triggering to some people, but I will say one thing about it, and I don't think that should be too upsetting maybe. I've been going on my journey to, get more in touch with myself, being active in my body and preparing food for myself. And I have to say over the past like 2 or 3 weeks, y'all, it has been really fantastic. Already learned so much about kind of like what is in food and how different foods make me feel. I knew, and I had some basic knowledge of nutrition and macronutrients and things like that. But until I really like sat down and actually looked at what was in my food and how it was actually making me feel, I just really didn't know what was going on. And I was also just confused as to why I was like feeling so consistently crappy all the time. And now that I'm actually prioritizing high fiber and high protein foods, y'all, I feel real good. And I might have said that in another video, but I don't care. I feel like it bears repeating, especially now that I've been doing it for even longer. Like I just feel so much better. But to the fitness point, I have been weightlifting on and off for the past couple of weeks. I kind of got thrown off a little bit from my schedule when I was doing the DIY stuff because I was getting sore from, skim coating the wall and stuff, and I didn't want to go too ham at the gym, so I kind of neglected the gym last week. But I think I've kind of finally nailed down what exactly that I want to do in terms of physical activity besides just walking. I took a barre class yesterday, like an introductory barre class, and I really enjoyed it. I've done Pilates in the past, and I really do enjoy Pilates as a workout. I think that it really focuses on strength and balance in a way that is very functional, and I really do like that workout. But I was realizing that like in the sort of routine that I want to get into, I don't know that Pilates fits into it great at the moment. I'm really trying to focus on building strength and also building my endurance. And I was noticing that a lot of the Pilates classes that I was going to at my studio were not really giving me either thing. Like I was getting a little sore in my muscles, but I definitely was not building my endurance and my cardio fitness. And that's something that I just think is really important, like you want your heart to be healthy and strong. Just didn't feel like I was really getting that from Pilates. And so it didn't really complement weightlifting, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I decided to take a barre class, and I'd heard that, barre definitely focuses on strength, but it's can be a combination of strength and cardio, just depending on what studio you go to and kind of what classes that you are, taking. I could tell just from my introductory class that this was definitely something I wanted to incorporate with my weightlifting schedule. So my tentative plan at the moment is barre classes on my off days as just something to really increase my cardio fitness. I mean, my heart fucking races and pounds when I am lifting weights as well, but it's not as much of a sustained form of cardio for me. And I really am, again, trying to build that endurance. So the more cardio focused barre classes will be a really nice complement to that. I initially had like built in break days into my routine of like just not doing anything. I was realizing that wasn't really serving me and I was getting really bored. So I think that this will be a nice change up. Like I'm not taxing my muscles too much by taking barre classes. Again, I like love Pilates and I do hope to get back to that at some point. But right now I think that this is like the right fit for me. I just wanted to mention it because I know that I have talked about Pilates in the past. Just wanted to update you kind of on what I thought about Pilates long term and kind of like if I would recommend it. The answer is yes, especially if you could do something that is like a solid core. I've always wanted to try solid core, which is like Pilates, but like a little bit more. But we don't have anything like that near me. So anyway, I didn't have a lot of options. If there were more Pilates options, I might have stuck with it. But at this point, it's something a little different. And then the one thing that I will say about weight loss, again, this isn't something I'm going to like frequently update necessarily. I'll probably do one video where I've kind of like reached some of the goals that I want to hit. But I feel like I was told for a really long time that if you have PCOS, it is hard or near impossible to lose weight without any sort of like medication assistance or like really special diet. Everybody is different, so I'm not speaking for everyone, but I want to give you reassurance if you're someone with PCOS who is trying to, go on a weight loss journey, that it is absolutely possible to do it on your own. I have noticed some significant changes in my weight and my body just with the changes that I have been making without under eating, starving myself, taking any sort of medication, doing any sort of like, restrictive diets. I'm not about that. That is not something that I'm into, but I have been able to like have success and not feel hungry and yeah. So I just want to encourage you, if that is something that you want to do, that you can do it. I was trying to find research, when I decided to embark on like this fitness and kind of health in lifestyle sort of, situation, weight loss journey, whatever. It's not just about the weight loss. It is truly about like learning about food and nutrition and like learning how to cook for myself. I felt like there was so much information online, but it was mostly people lamenting the fact that with PCOS, it is harder to lose weight. And, I do think it might be a little bit more challenging and, everybody's got different metabolic issues with PCOS. I personally have insulin resistance. That's the only thing that I like know that I have. If you have insulin resistance and PCOS, you can lose weight naturally if you want to. Like, I don't want people to be discouraged by the things that we read online. Okay. Of course, always interrupted by the bank. Those are metal. Those are a metal drawer pulls that he is gnawing on. This man is feral. It's like Jackie Kennedy with the sheet metal. Okay, I'm sorry. He's so cute and he needs to be paid attention to. All right, I'm gonna finish up my makeup and then I am going to go upstairs, plug in my audiobook and my nails because they are driving me crazy. Like this one, it's a jagged point and I need to take care of that.
Is anyone else guilty of like underestimating the amount of time that activities will take, or is that just me? Because I did finish my nails and my toes. I feel like they look so vibrant on camera. They are pretty vibrant in real life. This is the color Ladybug by D&D. It's a gel polish. Spent a lot of time perfecting my nails and toes because last time I did my nails, I don't know if it was the actual shade or what was up. Maybe it was the nail prep, but my nails only lasted like a week and a half before they started like peeling, which pretty much never happens to me. I normally just get like, growth at the nail bed and they don't chip too bad, but wow, they were bad. So I spent extra time doing that today. I did that while I was sprinting. I had reading sprints at 11, which I kind of forgot about. Sorry, Patreon. I was like 30 minutes late to those, but did some sprints. And then afterwards, I focused on getting my DIY vlog finished, the thumbnail done, all of that, which again, inevitably takes way longer than it should. So it is now like 6 o'clock, which is just crazy. And I still haven't done like all of the rest and relaxation and resetting things that I want to do today, but I definitely have time still to get things done. So I'm in the car. I actually just had dinner to fend for myself because Hayden had some late meetings tonight, but that also gives me the opportunity to go to Barnes & Noble and get some of the new releases that just came out today. I want to say there were between 2 and 5 new release romances released today, one of which being the new Allie Hazelwood, and I'm so hyped for it. I got an audiobook copy, I want to say like the 1st of June from Libro FM, from their ALC program. Shout out to Libro for always having like the best early titles, but I really feel like I want to read this one physically, so I was just waiting around until it actually got published to, read it. So I'm not reading that in this vlog, sadly, but I am going to pick that one up and a few other ones that I have on my TBR, and I think that'll be the like rest and relaxation, honestly, that I kind of need. I think maybe I'll read one of the books that I get today in this vlog. Additionally, once I get home. I would really like to get done a couple of those little tasks. I think that would make me feel good. Get some tasks done, do some reading, light a candle, just like have a chill night. This is obviously like a much shorter vlog than I intended, but you know what? That's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. And I kind of needed today to kind of like reset before I hop back into my DIYs. So let's go to Barnes & Noble. I'm probably not going to film too much in there because I always feel mega uncomfortable, but let's go get some new release romance.
He moved like a magnet, wearing holes in the carpet, counting steps to the back porch, same song from the screen door. He was a score on a mountain, waiting for a sign of rain. Card horse with his head down, devoted to a way of being, but he broke wide open like a bird in spring with a deep.
All right, friends, I am back home, clearly. Got some stuff done around the house, which felt good. I didn't get quite as much done today as I wanted to, but I still feel like I reset in a way that was satisfying. And honestly, what I really need is just to relax and hang out. So first, let me show you the books that I got. I got more than I thought that I was going to at Barnes & Noble. I'm going to read one of these. I'll let you guess which. First up, we have Leather and Lark by Bryn Weaver. I just read Butcher and Blackbird on Monday, Monday of this week. I'm trying to remember why I'm reading this one. I feel like it's for a list video. I could be wrong. It's a new release. I thought I would check it out. Came out a week ago, I think. I am kind of tentatively interested in this one. I've heard it's like less murder heavy because Lachlan and Lark are not like, well, okay, I guess Lachlan's a murderer. Not everybody's killing in this book, which I think makes it more tame. And that's what I was reading in reviews. People were saying like, oh, it's too tame, blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna find out for myself. The whole reason I went in the first place, Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. I'm struggling to remember if I have any of her books in paperback. This feels a little bit strange. However, I'm literally like foaming at the mouth for this, y'all. I'm so excited about it. And I know it's not a rom-com, which I'm even more excited about because I think Ali Hazelwood could write something like a little more serious and sexy and I'd be very into it. So I'll be reading this in my June new release reading vlog. So be on the lookout for that on my main channel. I also got All's Fair in Love and War by Virginia Heath. This is for a list video. I think I've read some other Virginia Heath and like had mixed luck. Oh my God, this font is tiny. This is a historical romance, as you could probably tell by the cover. Another book that I know nothing about is Everyone I Kissed Since You Got Famous by May Marvel. This one, I believe, is a female-female romance. Not entirely sure, but I am intrigued. I like this cover, and I have to say, the texture of romance books is getting weird. You've got like that soft matte indie vibe. You've got just like a regular solid paperback with a little bit of a sheen to it. I mean, I guess this is kind of like even more sheeny than a regular one, but texturally. Then you've got these weird ones. This one's like semi-textured. This one's like gritty a little bit, like sandpaper or like a filing, like a nail file. Interesting. And then the rom-commers by Catherine Center has sprayed edges. What the hell? This is so cute. The end papers are pretty too. I'm vibing with this. Okay, wait. Whoever designed this did a good job. It's very summery. It's an orange book with blue foil text and then pink sprayed edges. They really said, let's have some fun. Oh, and the binding is yellow. I don't know if you can see that, but love that. This is another one that I'm going to be reading for that new release vlog. So 5 books. I was able to find all of the books I needed. I was having a hard time finding this one, but I did eventually find it. And I don't know if you've guessed correctly, but I will be reading this one in this video. It just feels fitting since I just read the first book of the series and I'm still intrigued. And also this one didn't pique my interest enough for like June new releases to make it into my main channel video on new releases. So this is what I'm going to dive into tonight. Get ready. Let's do some reading. Let's do some cozying up. Not realize how tired I am, y'all. I am trying to get back on my like waking up at 7 a.m. schedule. I say get back on. I just took a weekend off and I didn't realize how tired I am. That being said, I'm going to give you one update and then I'm going to go the fuck to sleep. I'll finish this tomorrow and obviously give you updates as I go. But I can at least give you a little bit of a taste of what this is about. So we've got Lachlan, who is the older brother of Rowan from the last book. He is a trained killer, I suppose. He works for someone who like helped get him and his brothers out of out of a bad situation. So he's kind of indebted to this guy, and I don't know if he just kills people or if he helps clean up situations, but at the beginning of the book, he is cleaning up after this woman who I guess drove someone off the road, and in his eyes, she's a spoiled brat, like getting someone to like come and clean up her situation that she got herself into. Little does he know that this person was a bad person, and our heroine is the person that he's helping. He doesn't like have any context for that in the beginning of the book. He doesn't like have any context for who she is. Flash forward a little bit, I think about a year, he ends up meeting her in a different context as the best friend of his brother's fiance, Sloane. So Lark gets to meet Lachlan, and I don't know, I guess they have this kind of like instant chemistry and attraction at their like first meeting, or I guess first official meeting, and they start making out, and only while they're making out does Lark figure out who Lachlan is, which is the guy that was helping her clean up the sticky situation. She wasn't happy at how things played out either. He tried to like stuff her in the trunk to get her out of the crime scene, I guess. She didn't really like that. She ended up escaping. It was a whole thing. This actually ended up pissing off Lachlan's boss because it like obviously made him look bad. Like how could you not keep track of the person you're supposed to be helping in this sort of situation? Anyway, they don't like each other. They obviously have a like sexual chemistry going on. I'm a little frustrated because I really thought this would be a little softer and a little different than Butcher and Blackbird, but I'm not really sure how accurate that is because at the beginning of this book, our heroine's murdering someone in the prologue, and then in the, actual beginning of the meat of the book, she drives someone off the road who's like apparently a child predator, and she meant to like, pew him, but she didn't get the opportunity, so she drove him off the road or something like that. I hope that's not a repeating thing, especially since Lachlan like doesn't really like his job very much and is trying to get out of the business. Like I would hate for the heroine to be the reason that he stays or the reason that he like has to continue to do unaliving sort of things if that's not really his calling, And Lark has other stuff going on too. I think she's like a singer, an indie singer-songwriter, so yeah, interesting to see how this one evolves for sure. It's definitely different than the last one, but I don't know that I like that they kissed at the beginning of the book. I mean, I guess it makes sense, but hopefully the rest of it is a little bit more like slow burn. I'm losing steam. I'm gonna go to sleep and cuddle with my buddy. Hello friends, happy Wednesday. I am so exhausted. I went to my second bar class. I go to Pure Barre, is it Empower class? It's the cardio based one, and it took so much out of me. Knew that I was out of shape and that my cardio fitness wasn't good, but that class really showed me how out of shape I am. I think it's going to be hard no matter what, even if I do have better cardio fitness, but especially like kind of starting over. Wow, kicked my ass, but in a good way. I'm glad that I did it, and I made modifications along the way that I needed, but yeah, I have not felt this like physically exhausted in quite a while. And to be honest, I think I was talking about this in the last vlog, I really enjoy the feeling of being physically exhausted. I don't want to like start my day that way, but I love ending my day that way because I sleep so good once I really wear myself out. I don't think it helped that I also kind of upped the speed on my like 30-minute morning walk. Really want to keep my heart rate within a certain range during those walks. I think they call it like zone 2 cardio because I've heard that that's the best for people with insulin resistance. I wasn't quite hitting that zone 2 at the speed I was walking at, so I increased the pace a little bit today, and I was feeling it a little bit after, not a ton. I mean, I wasn't like, my heart wasn't pounding or anything, but I think that in addition to this like cardio class, wow, I'm tired. I'm a tired girl. I just wanted to mention that because I know that I've been talking kind of at length, talking about my workout split, but I did kind of come to the conclusion today that I think I need to ramp up into fitness a little bit before just like jumping in full force. I definitely don't want to injure myself or like burn myself out on exercise. I want it to be something that I enjoy and something that is more easily incorporated into my everyday, if that makes sense. I don't want to do anything over the next like 6 months to a year that isn't sustainable for me in the long term, because it's like, what's the point? Obviously some things you can more easily do in pregnancy versus not, but yeah, I find no purpose or no point in trying to do things in a way that just is unbearably hard, or that again isn't something that I'm going to want to do every day. So I think what my game plan for now is to just go to Pure Barre every other day for the next like 2 or 3 weeks. And then once I feel a little bit more confident in the classes and my stamina has built up just a little bit, I'm going to start lifting again. Like I said, I've been lifting on and off for these past couple of weeks, but because Pure Barre also does incorporate weighted exercise, my body is sore, and I think taking my sore body to lift really heavy weights at the gym maybe just isn't the best at the moment. Could be overthinking things, but again, I'm trying to like ease myself in. So that's my little fitness update for you. I've been busy today filming a video for the main channel, talking to my business management about sponsorships and stuff for the coming weeks. So I haven't gotten a lot of time to read, but I finally got to the 50% mark of Leather and Lark. I like that it's called Leather and Lark. I mean, his name's Lachlan. I feel like they could have just called it Lachlan and Lark, but I don't like this. I really don't like this. This isn't fun, and I think that I understand the negative reviews for this one in comparison to Butcher and Blackbird. That one I think was so off the wall and different than anything I'd ever read, and it felt like such an original concept that reading this, which is similar but in my opinion less interesting, just really makes this one fall flat. So I don't really want to rehash the back of... This is just the reality of trying to film with cats. He has been screaming incessantly. I don't really want to rehash the back of the book and kind of like the synopsis of the book, but I've gotten to the part where Lark and Lachlan are married because of some fuckery. Here's my thing. I don't need every setup in a book to be believable, especially if it's like a marriage of convenience or fake dating situation. Like those are kind of hard to set up convincingly, but I can really appreciate when an author tries at least to make it seem like a reasonable thing. This book, so convoluted in the reason why these two need to be married that it was just kind of frustrating to read. There's some conversations that our heroine overhears her stepdad and mom having that were kind of hard to really parse out and understand, and those conversations were supposed to lay the groundwork for Lachlan and Lark to get married. It's just kind of a perplexing book. It's not very exciting. I don't feel the chemistry between Lachlan and Lark. I'm not really vibing with the fact that Lark is a, what does she call it? Multiple deleter. I'm gonna take that though anytime I need to talk about serial killers in books because, you know, that's a nice tame way to say it. I think this is definitely going to be my last book from this author, at least in the series. The third book, like, I don't even know who it's going to be about, but I just don't really give a fuck. No, y'all, like, a part of me doesn't even want to finish this. I think I'm gonna try. I'm gonna get into the bath, which I think would be so soothing on my sore muscles. Hopefully it doesn't make me fall asleep, but I'm gonna read this in the bath, and I'm hoping that it gets better. I don't think it's going to, but I sure hope so. In the meantime, I'm probably gonna feed these boys. As you saw yesterday, they get really excited about their wet food dinner, all kind of just like around me waiting to be fed. This one's screamy. I don't know where Theodore went. Oh, okay, I guess he's going to use the box. I'm gonna give him his privacy. I'll be back. Hello friends, happy Friday. I am ending off the vlog by letting you know that I DNF'd Leather and Lark and telling you a little bit about something I saw online today that I just like wanted to chat about, have a little heart to heart about, because it's relevant to some of the things I've been discussing when it comes to like weight loss and health and all that stuff. So something that upset me and I wanted to chat about it. Or that though, not that we really need to get into it, but ever since I started working out, my skin has been so bad. You can't really tell that much on camera, but the texture on my forehead, it's giving Nestle Crunch Bar. I always have a little bit of acne going on, but the amount that I have, what? Do I have a bruise on the side of my head? What is that? Okay, that does hurt. Did I hit my head on? I think I'm going to be starting an azelaic acid journey, which I'm excited about. Not to get too TMI with it, but I have really wanted to try retinol for a long time, but haven't been able to because I've been trying to conceive, obviously, for over a year, and it seemed silly to me to try retinol and then get pregnant and then get back to it later, you know, because you have to kind of like work your way up with retinol. And I'm not trying to conceive, but I'm also like not preventing pregnancy from happening, so it just seems unwise, I guess, to start on retinol. But I feel like my skin's a mess, like acne wise and just discoloration wise, so I will be starting azelaic acid and hopefully it'll help some of this. I also feel like I need to get some like, what is it, hypochlorous acid spray? My sister swears by that. Let's talk about Leather and Lark. I decided to DNF this book because I wasn't liking it. I feel like the whole point of this vlog is like rest, relaxation, self-care, just taking care of ourselves, resetting in the ways that we need to, and I needed to not read this book. I needed to just say, you know what, this is not for me, because honestly, I wanted this to be something different and really sympathize and feel for authors when they are writing a book that is super unique, because it's like, how do you really follow that up, especially if it's in a series? And I was really curious to see where this one would go and if this would be different than the first book. I was hoping it would be, because as fun as the first book was, I didn't want a complete retread, and that's kind of unfortunately what this one felt like. It felt like it was just kind of a cheap knockoff of the first book. The first one, you know, it was novelty. I don't feel like I read books every day about someone unaliving a bunch of people and finding their soulmate who also does the same thing. And in this one, you know, again, I didn't finish it, so it's like I can't really say kind of what direction things go in, but from the beginning, I wasn't expecting Lark to be a serial unaliver, or what does she call it? A repeat deleter? Multiple deleter? Something like that. I don't know. I was not expecting that. It wasn't appealing to me. It wasn't calling to me. I was getting bored. I didn't feel the chemistry between the characters, and the setup for the kind of fake marriage or marriage of inconvenience was just not really for me. So sorry about that. I know that y'all probably clicked on this video because you saw that book in the thumbnail, but it just wasn't for me, and that's okay. Let's talk about what I actually want to talk about, shall we? I don't know if I'll be coherent in this. I tried to film this a couple days ago when I wasn't able to get my thoughts and feelings out, but with some reflection and with some time, hopefully I can say all of this in the way that I want to. I've mentioned treating myself better. I've mentioned in passing that I want to lose weight, and I don't think that I've really shared my opinions on these things. Like I've shared how I feel about them for myself, but I haven't really shared how I feel about them for just like the general population. And I think that's important, to be honest, so that you can know whether or not you want to watch the content that I put out where I talk about weight loss or where I talk about health and fitness. And this was really brought to the forefront of my mind when I read this awful thread on Threads of this person talking about how they miss when plus size models used to be sizes 10 to 20, I believe is what they said. Now that plus size models, to them, size 20 plus, they believe that it is glorifying obesity and that we shouldn't be promoting bad things, and that if you are in a larger body that you are inherently unhealthy and have cardiovascular issues and whatever. They were just like going off. And I of course replied to this because what the fuck? They told me that they believe that bullying is the answer for these things, and that people are just too self-obsessed and also weak, and so we should bully because bullying's a good idea. This person's obviously fucking unhinged and like has no idea what's up. I also like in my quote threaded this person and I said something to the effect of, hey, I'm not in a bigger body, but I have health problems from not treating myself well. Just by looking at someone, you cannot tell their health. You just can't. And it just incenses me when people try to add like morality to size or add morality to health. That if for some reason you're in a bigger body, that you are unworthy or that you don't take care of yourself, it's just such nonsense to me. You know, in talking about weight loss on my channel and kind of doing things for my PCOS, I don't ever want anyone to think from watching my videos that I believe that being smaller or that, you know, being super physically active is like the answer or the only way to live. I think it's kind of wild to, again, look at someone and judge them on anything. Like you literally can't tell anything from looking at someone. You can't tell their health, you can't tell their fitness. And I mean, nothing proves this more to me than whenever I go to my barre classes. I am easily the person who is in the worst shape. But when I look around me, I see people in smaller bodies than me and in bigger bodies than me. And guess what? All of them are more able to complete the exercises than I am. So again, shape has nothing to do with it. And I always knew this, but again, it's just like seeing that proof in the world and seeing that just in response to someone saying that. It's very upsetting to me. You know, I think we all go through this journey of like figuring out what we want for ourselves and how we see ourselves and just our relationship with body image and with just, you know, occupying the world in a flesh suit, right? Like we all kind of have to come to terms with the body that we have been given and also what we want to do with it. And what I want to say is that whatever you choose to do with your body is something that I support 100%. You know, create our own definitions of like what is right for us and figure out our own relationship with our bodies. And I think at one point it was very, very gung-ho about like, I don't ever need to change myself and I just want to be exactly how I am right now, and how I am right now is fine. I really do believe that you should accept yourself kind of however you are. But I don't think I'm not at that extreme anymore, if that makes sense. I think my sort of mindset right now, and this is a mindset that I extend to everyone, is that if you want to change yourself, you should be able to without anyone judging you. I don't believe that weight loss is inherently fat phobic if that is something that you think will benefit you in whatever way it is, whether it's societal acceptance or whether it is, you know, you loving yourself more or just being happier in that body. I think whatever you want to do is fine. Again, whether it's weight loss, whether it's cosmetic surgery, like whatever it is, I think that if you want to change yourself, that's okay. I also think that it's fine to radically accept yourself wherever you're at. So that is sort of like my mindset. And I wanted to get that across because, again, I don't ever want people to feel like I don't love myself or that I don't love other people. Like I definitely don't feel that way. And things that I'm doing for myself right now are, you know, multifaceted for sure. I want to lose weight. I want to be in better cardio fitness. I don't like going to my barre classes and being the person who has to like stop and pant. that's not fun. I want to eat foods that are going to make me feel good for my PCOS. I want to maybe start treating myself better in the hopes that my cycle kind of returns to what is normal for me. I have not historically had irregular cycles, but ever since I got diagnosed with PCOS, I have had irregular cycles. So to me, there's hope that I could maybe get one back, and I'm hoping that with diet and exercise changes, I can do that. So there's a lot of things that I am trying to change and fix about myself, but I don't think that everybody needs to, and I don't think that you are lesser, or I don't ascribe morality to any of it. You know what I mean? You're perfect just the way you are, and if you want to change the way you are, that's fine too. So I really hope that ignorant people will stop speaking on the internet. We could just shift our focus just away from stuff like that, away from the shaming, the morality prescribing, all of that stuff, because it's just not helpful for anyone. So I am gonna finish up my makeup. I'm gonna end this vlog here. I'm going to start in on another vlog where I do some DIYing around the house. I'm actually gonna throw on some like grubby clothes. I actually went to a barre class earlier, which is why I'm still in a tank top, but I'm gonna change into some grubby clothes and go stain the vent hood and show y'all all about that. So stay tuned for the next one. Thanks for bearing with me in this one. I love y'all so much. I won't be talking about all of these sorts of topics in future vlogs. I'm sure it'll come up, but this is not like weight loss central or anything, don't worry. But yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one.